Alright, let us begin. Hello everyone! Happy Sunday! Welcome to the Sunday stream, in which we stream on Sunday. So, today, we are going to play Metroid Fusion, because I'm in the process of playing all of the Metroid games that I've not yet played, and Metroid Fusion's the last one. Well, I mean, other than Hunters and Federation Force, but I don't care about those. So we're doing this in the lead-up to the Extra Life Charity Marathon, which is in early November, in which the main game we'll be playing is Metroid Dread. But, before we do that, we are going to play Voice of Cards, the Isle, Dragon Roars demo. And it didn't switch over. Hang on. Yay! There we go! Just cut all that out. God damn it. Okay, so we will do this, and there we go. Okay, real professional production here. Things are good. Alright. Except I have no sound. Did I mute something? There it is. Okay, so... Alright, but before we play, forget the last couple of minutes. Before we play Metroid Fusion, we're going to check out the demo for Voice of Cards, the Isle of Dragon Roars, which was announced on the Nintendo Direct this week. And I have a knot in my cable. Let me untie that real quick. There we go. And we're going to check that out, because I think it's worth checking out. So, okay. Alright. Okay. Here we go. I'm good at tech stuff. So what happened was, because I use my PS4 so I can watch Disney Plus and stuff on my television rather than on my computer, I have to enable DHCP, which is this thing here. This has to be enabled, but if this is enabled, you can't pass the signal through a splitter, so you can't run it through like a capture card. So if I want to watch DVDs or Blu-rays or any of the streaming apps on the PS4, I have to enable this. So I have to remember that to turn this off when I want to stream something. And of course, if it's off, I can't run it through my splitter, so I have to run it through a different HDMI port on the back of my television, and I have to do the input switch, and so whole big to do. So hopefully, now that I've screwed that up royally, I won't do the same thing during the actual charity event in November. So. Okay, here we go. And the sound volume is probably going to be different, so yell at me if it needs to change. Why do I need to enable that? I've been able to watch Blu-rays without it. Okay, maybe it's just DVDs, or... I know that if I try to, well, watch. Cannot start Disney Plus because you have to enable HDCP. So at least that, maybe the Blu-rays or DVDs don't matter. I don't know. Anyway, So, Voice of Cards, the Isle Dragon Roars is a tabletop RPG, only they use playing cards for everything. It's a really neat aesthetic, so let's check it out. Loading. What are we loading? I don't know. So many cards. Lots of cards to load.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
Or should I say evening? Morning. Morning? At any rate, I am the Game Master. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Before we begin, there is something I must tell you. You see, my job is to draw you into this world with my voice and cards. Which is why I believe it best for you to play with the sound on. In fact, I insist on it.
Well, if you insist.
However, as you can see, my voice is subtitled, so you can always read along as well. Now then, are you ready? Let's begin.
I didn't get a chance to tell you if I was ready or not.
Welcome to Voice of Cards.
Thank you.
You are about to take the first steps of your adventure.
Ooh, steps.
Through a realm of sword and sorcery you will travel, battling bloodthirsty monsters as you strive to realize your ambitions.
Do I get to wear a battle bikini?
I have every faith you will accomplish great things here.
And you are, or who might you be? It's kind of the same question. And you are?
I am merely a witness to your exploits.
Same response either way, I checked.
Now then, your departure draws nigh. May your journey be a safe one.
Thanks, disembodied voice.
This is Castle Advent. Queen Nilla reigns over the kingdom from within its walls.
Isn't Nilla like a brand of little wafer cookies? Like Nilla wafers or something like that?
3 white-clad adventurers have gathered here at the Queen's summons. Present yourselves, O faithful of the Ivory Order.
Alright, pieces in the middle of the screen, use the left stick to move in any direction you want, or the control pad, that's fine too. Move to the Queen is our objective. As you continue your journey, objective change, press the button whenever you need a reminder what to do next. You'll see cards glowing with edges on your adventure. Step on one to trigger an event that will move the story along. Okay, so we've got our table and we've got a bunch of cards, which are representative of the throne room. So there's the Queen on her throne, surrounded by guards, and the nice red carpet surrounding her. There's the card we need to stand on to talk to her. These are walls, and we can't stand on them. It says no. So this is the aesthetic for the game, and this persists as you walk through towns and walk through outside. Lou says, yeah, Nilla wafers is a thing. Never had them, though. Yeah, okay, so I'm remembering that right. And we can't leave.
You cannot leave. Present yourself to the Queen at once.
Right. So we've got some guards by the door, and we can stand on them to talk to them.
I am one of the guards charged with the castle's protection. I take not a single step from my post.
Not even to use the bathroom. Now before we do that, we can go into the menu. And we can see that the menu is doing this whole card aesthetic thing too. So we can look at our heroes here. And we can check out their various skills. You know, we can deal damage or we can heal with Winifred, what's her name? I don't see her name anywhere. Well, whatever her name is. We've got damage and all kinds of cool stuff. Got abilities. Here's our equipment. So we've got a sacred staff and we've got adventurer's attire but no accessories. We've got some salves which are healing. equipment, key items, we don't have any. Also, you can collect the cards as you go. So here are our characters. Yeah, that Winifred, that's right, what it was. She was born into the Ivory Order and carries herself with a grace expected of all ladies therein. Her fellow Order members find her mage training a boon on their travels. And we can flip it over, but only in the retail version do we get to see what's on the back of the cards. So, whole card collecting thing, we haven't found any monsters yet. Anyway, so let's go talk to the queen.
From upon her throne, the queen regards the adventurers. So you are disciples of the Order.
Yes, we work for you.
The youngest of the three steps forward. She holds herself with well-born grace.
And fabulous hair.
I am Winifred of the Ivory Order, Your Majesty, she says. I lead this fellowship. She bows, glancing to her two companions.
I love how they make the card bow. Some really nice touches in this.
In response, the stern-looking one inclines his head and brusquely names himself Berwin.
You know, instead of a full bow, he's just got a, It's great.
The older man is the picture of courtesy, as he genuflects and introduces himself as Hedwyn.
Berwin and Hedwyn, are we related?
It is these three our story follows today. In other words, your party. The Queen acknowledges the fellowship with a nod. In a soft voice, she explains her errand. Someone has stolen the royal treasure. I bid you reclaim it. Under normal circumstances, I would entrust this to my soldiers, but I do not wish to spread thin my forces with the recent monster troubles. It seems the troubled queen has judged she can entrust this matter to none but the Ivory Order, beloved of the people and unmatchable in battle. It is our honor to serve you, Your Majesty, and thus the quest falls to the Fellowship.
We are getting paid for this, right?
Short of any clues that could lead them to the culprit, however, they press the Queen for further information.
Now let's just leave and just ask everyone in the city. We're getting paid, right?
Usually, one would expect recompense for this sort of undertaking. As demanding a reward would go against the tenets of the Ivory Order, you hold your tongue. The Queen, however, has already said she will reward the Fellowship with whatever they desire.
What if we want the throne?
It seems the royal treasure is just that important.
What's the royal treasure?
The Fellowship asks the Queen what the royal treasure is. The Queen describes a bottle containing a certain liquid. Without it, she trails off, but the desperation in her voice suggests its loss could spell disaster for the kingdom.
I'm guessing it's a laxative.
The Fellowship
The Queen
asks
is
the Queen
constipated.
if she knows anything about the thief.
And she can't rule without a smooth BM.
The Queen says witnesses might be found at Nexton. Pray tarry no longer here. I await news of your success. The Fellowship bows and takes their leave.
Right, so we're going to Nexton. We're just going to talk to everybody until we find someone who saw someone steal the royal laxative. Head south to Nexton. We can do stuff in the options. And cards you encounter on your journey will be added to the collection, so if you're a collector person, that's fun too. So, We can see we have Castle Advent surrounded by water and nice green fields in front of it. And as we walk, it will flip over adjacent cards, so it's kind of a fog of war thing going on here.
We can waste no time finding the treasure. Winifred strides toward town. Wait, cries Berwin, blocking Winifred's path. A monster.
It's so cute.
You dare stand in our way? Edwin scowls at the foul creature. It lunges at the Fellowship.
Oh, that is the snuggliest monster. Alright, so here we get into the battle system. So we get kind of a dice table going on here. Alright, the fight is on! Take down all the enemies and victory shall be yours. So, this will be explained as we go, but it's fairly intuitive. So we can take use our items, or we can pick which attack, or pass on our turn. So no one's got damage, so we're not going to restore health, so we'll just do a magic strike here. And he's too cute. Oh, everything is so cute. So let's do the other cute thing. Pump. The number in red indicates HP. When a card's HP drops to 0, it's incapacitated. Card's attack is indicated in the lower left, defense in the lower right. Give careful consideration to your and your opponent's values before acting. Alright. So we'll deal attack plus 3 fire damage. So let's get you. And that's the battle basics. Alright, cool. Now the gems in the upper corner, that'll be explained in another battle, so don't worry about that yet. Oh, he buffed himself. And healed. Alright, one thing you can do also is look at the card details, and you can see that the Orc Child and Furball, that's great, he's got attack plus, so you can see buffs and ailments and stuff by flipping the cards over. So this downward strike, just deal damage. In the lower right corner of the card, you see the little gem icon. That means it uses one of the little gems in the box there. So we can add the value of a roll to attack and deal bolt damage. So let's do that here. So it uses a gem. We'll do a dice roll. So we plus 1. Lovely. But it's enough. A foul, adorably cuddly creature. And there we have it. Got experience and gold. Huzzah.
Winifred heaves a disgruntled sigh as she smooths her rumpled garb.
My garb is all rumpled, but my hair remains fabulous.
Showing no signs of weariness from battle, Berwin silently wipes the monster's ichor from his weapon.
I like that line. Monster's
Edwin
ichor.
inspects the remains of their foe. The queen spoke true, he mutters, his face masked in contemplation. Winifred gives a grim nod at his words. Mayhap the treasure's theft and the monster's behavior are connected somehow.
Mayhap.
First things first. The Fellowship needs to gather more information. To Nixton, they set their sights.
Now, where's my stuff here? Berwin, Hedwin. Now, why does Winifred... So you can look at the card art all you want. So that's fun. You can spin it around. I don't know why you want to do this, but they do give you the chance to do it. So why does she travel with 2 companions? Because she needs all the support she can get. Alright. Hey, there's Nexton. Into town we go. Yes. Lucky for you, there are establishments in town to support you on your adventure. Care to have them explained? Sure. It's the inn. Rest here to recover your party's hit points. The apothecary. Buy stuff like healing salves. The armorer sells weapons and armor. Item shop. It's items. And the game parlor. Play some card games when you need a break. And that's it. Lou's worried about Winifred's gonna have a wardrobe malfunction. Yeah. Alright, so we could go to the armorer.
How may I help you? The proprietor inquires.
Do we have a shirt for Winifred? We've got an... Now, this actually works pretty well. So you can see Iron Sword here. It highlights who can equip it, and it says current gear, so I already know that that's what Berwyn has. But if you look at his little attack icon, that's the 12. If you go to Mercenary Sword, that gets up to 15. So what else do we have? The Sacred Staff is what... Erwin? What's his name? I forget his name. The old guy and the Winifred are using. He's got a simple breastplate. Are you sure, Winifred? You sure you don't want a simple breastplate? Simple one for your breasts? Because I know where I would aim if I had a pointy object and I was in a fight with you. Steel breastplate, we could get that for Berwyn. Adventurer's attire is what they're wearing. You'd think that, what's-his-face over on the right, you know, since he's wearing the same thing that Winifred is wearing, that, you know, his pecs would be on display, but no. Or we could get Rings of Protection, which gives +2 to defense to everybody. But I think what we'll do is we'll get a Mercenary Sword. Buy and equip. And we'll give it to him. Boop. Alright. And what else? 9, 8. We could... Let's get a Ring of Protection. And we'll give it to Winifred since she's out front and needs all the protection she can get. It's like, I'm feeling a little exposed. I need a ring for protection. Okay. Headwind, thank you, though.
The proprietor asks.
Well, let's sell the stuff we don't need. So we don't need the Iron Sword. Sure, 25's fine. Not enough to get another ring, but that's fine. And off we go. Remember to equip the stuff you buy. Alright, we've fulfilled the necessary requirements and unlocked Blacksmith's character story. So, I think what that means is you go to collection, go to characters, and there's Blacksmith. So, hello there, striking out on your own, are you? Oh, I've been at this long enough to size people up at a glance. Don't worry, I'll make you exactly what you need. And I'm guessing the more you talk to characters, you meet stuff, you get more details in their card. I think that's what they're going for here. So that could be neat. It's not in the demo, though.
I'm too scared
She's got a
to
knife.
leave town with all those monsters out there. The woman's sighs.
Well, she was not very helpful. Now, one thing you can do is you can use the right stick to jump anywhere that, so you don't have to one by one it. You can just jump anywhere where the cards are flipped over. Save you a little bit of time.
Welcome to Nexton, hails a man.
Thanks, man. Yeah, sure. You heard of the thief?
The Fellowship asks if he's heard anything about the theft of the royal treasure. The man's eyes widen. He leans close to Winifred and whispers something in her ear. Welcome to Nexton.
Thanks, buddy.
The man helpfully advises you take the opportunity to purchase equipment and curatives while you are in town.
Way ahead of you, buddy. Oh, it's her twin sister.
A woman sits hunched over by the side of the road. Upon catching sight of the Fellowship, she calls out for their aid. She's sprained her ankle and needs you to take her to the nearby apothecary. Winifred rushes to her and helps her up. Berwin lifts the woman onto his back, and the Fellowship sets out in search
and sets her
of an
right on
apothecary.
his axe. To the apothecary! Which is over there. And jump to upward facing terrain cards. Using the right stick. Right. So, we'll just go over here. Dump her on the floor. There we go.
You arrive at the apothecary. After taking a curative, the woman begins hopping up and down. Nothing holds a candle to Ivory Order medicine, she beams. She turns to the Fellowship, her eyes widening in surprise. You three. It seems she's only now realized the Fellowship are disciples of the Ivory Order. The woman takes each of their hands in turn, thanking them for their service. The Ivory Order is famous for providing medical supplies throughout the realm, and indeed the wider world.
We are so
Every
good.
smile the Order brings to someone's face makes Winifred proud to be a disciple.
The alternative game title, Ivory Order for the win. Well done, though. I like that. And off she goes. So we've got her flip side story. Good God, that is a very loud motor. Muffler! Use a damn muffler! Well, I hope the mic isn't picking that up too terribly bad. Alright, let's see, where... Yeah, so even though we unlocked the flip side story, we still don't get it in the demo. Oh well.
How may I help you? The proprietress inquires. The apothecary catches sight of the Fellowship. Ah, the Ivory Order, to which I owe the prosperity of my humble shop, she says. She gestures to the drawers filled with her wares. Pray, choose one of my concoctions and take it at no cost. It shall be a token of my thanks to the Order. The Fellowship insists they will pay as any other customer would, and sets about browsing her wares.
Oh. Alright, Cure Curse. We actually have a bunch of salves. Antidote, Pepper Upper, Cure Targeted Attack and Defense Debuff, and Revive, which we can't afford anyway. But I think we're fine for now.
Will that be all? The
Yep, we're out.
proprietress asks. How may I help you? The proprietress inquires.
What you got? A bomb. Deal 5 damage. And generate 3 gems, but that's expensive. Goodness me.
Will that be all? The proprietress asks.
Actually, let's get a bomb. Why not? That'll be fun. Yeah. Alright, Mac, what do you have to say?
The man claims he saw a suspicious someone leaving the castle grounds carrying what looked to be a medicine bottle.
Carrying it very... It's either a very large bottle or he's carrying it very conspicuously.
He didn't get a good look at their face, but says they were nothing but skin and bone.
So they didn't have a face.
The Fellowship
Wait,
thanks
no,
the
their
man
skin
for
on.
the useful information.
Lou says, I want to blow up snuggly monsters. Yeah. Oh, hey, here's the inn.
You make your way to the inn, where you're greeted with a hearty hello by the owner. You're from the Ivory Order, aren't you? Thanks to a royal decree, you're allowed to stay the night for free. And you're not about to refuse such hospitality.
Well, if we're not about to refuse it. The Queen's laxative can wait a day.
The party leaves the inn feeling rested. Apparently, there's a monster lurking around the outskirts of town stealing medicine, and only medicine.
Well, maybe it's sick.
Rumors claim the monster fled to the west.
Okay. We need some more information. Let's talk to these people. Alright. It's the lady who broke her ankle.
Nothing holds a candle to Ivory Order medicine, proclaims the woman, swigging this curative and that.
I think she broke she sprained her ankle on purpose just so she could get some of the good stuff.
The woman begs the Fellowship for their autographs. She seems to greatly admire the Order. I know there's nothing to worry about with disciples of the Order here, she says, relief flooding her features. Upon asking, the woman says she was attacked by a monster outside of town. A strange creature, she says, nothing but bones, and it clutched a bottle of medicine as if its life depended on it.
What life? It's a skeleton.
Thanks to the information gleaned from the townsfolk, the Fellowship is all but certain of who has stolen the royal treasure.
It's Marvin the skeleton.
The first clue was the Queen's description of the treasure, a small bottle containing a certain liquid.
Laxative.
Then there's the bony figure seen fleeing town, the skeletal monster clutching the bottle of medicine, and the monster that fled west. From all that information, the Fellowship distills the thief's true identity.
Who done it? Skeleton monster. Scrawny street urchin. I don't know. I have no idea.
The Fellowship passes a long moment in silence. The silence stretches on, but this is no time for quiet reflection.
Okay. Must have been a scrawny street urchin.
The scrawny street urchin, intones Berwin. It must be. Winifred ignores that. Our thief is the monster that fled west, she says, with a glance to Hedwyn. Hedwyn nods silently in agreement with Winifred's conclusion.
Aw, we hurt Berwin's fragile little
Winifred
feelings.
clears her throat, proclaims that the Fellowship shall head west, out of town, and walks off.
Alright. But first, let's stop by the game parlor.
An innocent-looking young boy accosts the fellowship.
You've been accosted.
Want to play a game with me? He asks expectantly.
Do I?
In this parlor, you can play cards. The child rambles on, wheedling you. I'll give you this if you play with me.
Alright. So we'll do the tutorial because it's shorter than the main game, and I want to show this off because it's actually a really interesting little card game. Loading. Loading. And I was wondering if the PS4 version would be a little faster than the Switch. Doesn't really seem to. I mean, it might be a second or so faster, but eh. Alright, get your cards to get more points than the other players. It's generally what card games, how they work. Get points by arranging cards into sets of matching cards in consecutive straights. Try making a set. Okay. So, the game starts. Each player is dealt their hand one card at a time. I've got a 2. The kid's got an ace. My turn. Then everyone takes their actions in turn order. So we're up first. Draw 2 cards from the deck. So we've got 3 cards in the hand. Select 2 that have the same number, which are our 2s. And that's worth 4 points, because it adds 2 plus 2 is 4. So yay. We got 4 points. Let's just ignore Berwin. He's not very bright. Yeah. When you make a set, you earn points equal to the sum of the numbers on the cards. From any cards left over, you can choose 1 to remain in your hand. I only have 1, so it stays in my play space. So he gets ace and ace 3, 4. Doesn't have anything he can do, so he discards all but 1 card, and he's gonna keep the 4. So there's an ace and 3. So I get 2 new cards. I have remaining cards in the deck, or in the upper left. So 5 more rounds. So here come my 2 cards. So now with the ace and the pot, so I can actually grab stuff out of the pot too. So we'll grab the 3 aces, which is only 3 points, but it's fine. Now you notice there's only 8 cards left in the deck. When you play the game for real, it's like 30 cards deep, so it takes a little while to get through one game, which is why we're only just going to do the tutorial. Alright. Got a pair of 4s, which makes 8, so I think he's got more points than me. I think I had like 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Alright. 2 cards. Okay, so we got 2, 3, 4. So we'll make the 2, 3, 4, which is worth 9. Boop. So I don't know if this is an existing rule set or if this was made up for this game specifically, but it's new to me. Alright, new cards. Let's see what we got here. Okay, 3s, so 6. We can go menuing if we want. Now, we can only have 3 sets at a time, so we have to pick a set to get rid of, so obviously we want to pick the lowest numbered set. With this is 4, this is 3, this is 6, this is 9, so we'll get rid of 3. leaving us with 19. And that's the game. The parlor receptionist had 17, and we win. Yay! Now, what's the point of playing that? It's fun, and I don't know if you wager money on it or what, but it's probably full game thing. Anyway, fun stuff. It's a really cool game. I like it. Leave the area? Yeah. Alright, now we go... Leave Nexton and go off into the wild blue yonder. Dive deep into dungeons, encounter enemies, do battle. Adventure's over if everyone in the party's KO'd. And continue from your last save, so save often, but we do autosave, so... Okay, so we've got green rolling here, hills, but we've also got a bit of a path going on here. And random enemy encounters.
Rout the enemy.
Rout them. These are gems. You need them to use certain skills. You gain 1 gem whenever you take an action, can store up to 10 at a time. The icon indicates how many gems the skill costs. You can't use the skills if you don't have enough gems. Right. So this one takes 1 gem. Thump. Other thump.
Excellent.
Yes. So this could generate a gem for us, which I've never tried, so what the hell, let's do it. Yay! He's gonna try and inflict the fence down. Was he successful? No, resist. Nice. Alright, let's try this one again. Aha! 4, that's better. So we've got fire, water, bolt, wind, light, and dark as our elements. And obviously enemies take more damage from elements they're weak to. Pump. Lou's enjoying the animation sound effects. Yeah, I like it too. Level up! And unlike Trails in the Sky, it actually tells me how my stats adjust when I level up, so take that, Trails! Oh, got a new skill. Deal attack plus 10 light damage. Nice. Costs 2 gems, though. Barrowin leveled up, didn't get a new skill. Edwin leveled up, and gets add value of a dice roll to attack and deal wind damage. Okay, Zephyr. Alright. Oh, good God, okay. Lou says, yet another game I want now. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling this. What's our new one here? Deal attack plus 10 light damage, alright. We'll use all of our gems. Routed! Okay, and Zephyr was new, so add the value of roll to attack. Now, remember the dice roll for one of the other ones? I think it was... No, it was someone else's. Oh, it's not this one. Okay, oh, 6, alright. So something neat I'll try to show off in a bit. Thank you. When you're low on HP, select on cards to use a recovery item. Now we're good. Alright, let's follow the yellow brick road here. Oh, hey. Treasure chest! I got a, antidote. Nice. So we've got forests to the north. Thank you, Luke. Select items with that button. Make sure to use items when you need them. While carrying many items, press L1 or R1 button to scroll. So, yeah, we can zoom from one end to the other. Hey, let's throw a bomb. +2, alright. Add value of roll to attack and deal bolt damage. This might be the one. Nope. It's a different roll. That was a fight for the ages! Oh, leveled up again, alright. Stuff though, that's a shame. And we got the goblin story going. So we've got some.
The Fellowship moves westward, only to be unnerved by the sight of a human figure moving through the trees. The presence of large packs suggests a traveler.
Okay, Brian, I got your, the slides. I'll look at those later. Thank you. Olivia would be, inspired to compose a ballad. Yep. How will we hail? Hey, you seen any monsters?
I beg your pardon, but did you catch sight of a monster fleeing west? Winifred inquires. He gives her a puzzled look. There's nothing out there but the sea, he says. That and a cave full of monsters on the opposite shore. I suspect you might find your quarry there.
You
The
think we'll find
Fellowship
monsters in a
exchange
cave of
glances
monsters?
and nod as if to say, then that is where we shall go. Alas, they will need a boat to cross the sea. The traveler hoists his packs, suggests the Fellowship speak to the fisherman on the western shore, and takes his leave.
Alright, search the western shore. Can we walk in the mountains? No. Slimes, I think. Slimes, yeah. Slimes are weak to fire. Deal attack +8 damage. Full swing. Alright. Yeah, I found a treasure. We got quality salve. Restores 20 HP. Nice. We picked good. Oh, where's this path going?
Let's not go there just yet. I haven't quite finished the story for that section, you see.
Oh, okay. here. Oop, wrong button. Oop. What are you? You are goblin. Die, goblin!
You did great.
I did. I did. Okay. What's this tile? Oh, there's the boat. Event!
A bizarre rock appeared. It seems primed to explode.
Roll the dice to see what becomes of it after it explodes, okay? 2.
The bizarre rock transformed into an aqua rock. The only way out of this fight is through it.
Cool. Now, the last time I played this, I hit an event where I found a sick monster, so I gave it one of my curatives.
And fight.
And then I ran into it later, and it gave me a better item as thank you. So, random encounters. Neat. Well, that thing has 50 defense? Goodness. Look at that. Think I do any damage? Missed. Alright, fire! Lightning! 6, yeah! Weak to lightning, okay. Thump. Let's see. Light damage? A little bit. Fire! Cool. Ooh, 200 gold. Nice. We could probably skip back to town and go buy some more stuff. That's pretty convenient. So it's like, oh, do I really want to go back? All the random encounter. No, if you've eliminated the fog of war, you can just go. Alright, let's see. Got that, I got that. We can get a better... Well, actually, let's get a ring for Heroin, whatever his name is. Headwind. Yeah, the heroin. That's close. And steel breastplate for Barwin. There we go. And we've got 1 gold left. Worked out nicely. But we can always sell the old breastplate. Because, Eowyn, what the hell is her name? Winifred will be damned if she's gonna cover up the girls. 25, sure. Alright. How are we looking on health? Are we good? 21. Yeah, we could use a nap. The queen can wait for her laxative, it's fine.
Here to stay the night? The innkeeper asks the moment you set foot in the inn.
Well, if it's free. Alright. Poor Queenie. Alright, let's go see that fisherman. Oh, let's flip over this card. There we go. Hi, fish boy.
The Fellowship comes upon an anchored ship. Close by, a fisherman of exquisite physique
Exquisite.
hauls a net out of the water, his muscles rippling.
His codpiece
no
bulging.
time for lustful reverie. Winifred races to his side and asks that he give the Fellowship safe passage aboard the ship. That vessel is cursed, the fisherman mutters, trembling.
Cursed, you say?
Night after night, it leaves port without a soul aboard.
Lou says
Headed
the
I
queen
know
can
not
get her
where.
prune juice from somewhere
Come
else.
morning, it is once again anchored here.
Well, that works for us.
This, to the fisherman's mind, is the result of a curse.
Or it's monsters going back and forth.
His head drops into his hands. With but a single dispeller, I am certain I could lift it and sail away.
Okay. We have a dispeller.
Alas, the Fellowship find themselves without any
Shoot.
dispeller.
I had a dispeller the last time I was here.
They resolve to return to Nexton and find some.
Okay. Hopefully I have enough money to buy a dispeller. To the apothecary! He says, sexy fisherman. It's a new one for me. Yeah. But this is no time for lustful revelry. Alright, apothecary, apothecary. That's item shop. Apothecary, there we are.
The Fellowship hears a young man arguing with the apothecary. Make it cheaper, he bellows. As the Fellowship approaches the door to intervene, the young man bursts out of the shop.
Oh, hey, that's probably the actual lead of the game, if I'm recognizing the silhouette. One thing you might notice is if you saw the trailer for this game, these three are not the leads. It was the brash young man who only cares about fame, his cute monster companion, and then the witch who hate dragons. I think the Ivory Fellowship here, I think these are just like the Team Rocket of this game. They're like your rivals or something. So we'll see in the full game. I don't know if this is actually just a short story made specifically for the demo, or if this is like a the actual prologue of the game that's used as a tutorial or what. But anyway.
He storms past Winifred, nearly crashing into her. Watch where you're going, she shouts after him. But he makes no move to apologize, instead squaring his shoulders and walking off. What a hateful little man, grumbles the apothecary. Winifred vows to teach him proper manners should they ever meet again.
Alright, you said we could have anything for free, right? Oh, got it. Oh, no. No, I don't have anywhere near enough. Ah, shit. We gotta grind for gold. No. Oh. Alright, well, let's get in a fight with monsters. I did not have this problem the last time I played. How far can we go? Okay, that far. Ooh. Yeah, well, need one of those anyway. Maybe we'll find a dispeller in the chest. Okay, so a couple critiques. The voiceover, the narrator, is really laid back. I mean, the performance is fine, and I checked the Japanese. It's pretty much exactly the same. Oh, hey, we got deal attack plus 4 water damage. Inflict freeze if you roll a 5 or greater. Nice. It's an odd choice. It's surprisingly unenthusiastic sounding. Like he's just like, whatever. Just cashing a paycheck. I don't really care about this. It's a weird. It's an odd choice. Treasure chest. Oh, well, there we go. There's our 500. That worked out well. Also, the various scene transitions need to be a little bit faster, I think. Yeah, I mean, when you went to the game parlor, it loaded for a solid 15 seconds. That's a little weird. The various scene transitions with all the card flipping is really cool, but I could see getting hours into this game and being like, oh my god, transition faster. Dispeller. There we go. Woot. Alright, back to the sexy fisherman. But there's no time for lustful revelry. We must make it across the sea to the cave of monsters! Whoop, that way.
Winifred hands the despairing fisherman a dispeller and asks again for safe passage to the cave beyond the sea.
I love the design of the dispeller bottle where the index finger is the bottle stopper. That's pretty great. How did they actually fill that sucker, though? Did it, you know, to get the fluid up? It probably opens on the bottom, is my guess. And they fill it from the bottom and then seal the bottom, and it just has a stopper on the top. It's a really cool design, though. I like that.
The fisherman snatches up the concoction, so delighted that his pectoral muscles begin twitching. The fellowship politely ignores this fact.
I bet he doesn't even use a rod to fish. He just, like, flexes and the fish jump in his boat.
He opens the bottle and proceeds to douse the shape.
Kind of like in the beginning of Yakuza 3, where Kiryu doesn't use a fishing pole. He just walks into the sea and takes a fish. Alright. Well, we are ready. Let's go, sexy fishman. Fisherman. Fisherman. What is this? What's that movie with the sexy fishman? It's a Guillermo del Toro film. I forget what it... Oh, I'm sure we're fine.
Are you ready to set sail for the cave? The fisherman asks.
Yep.
Let's shove off, then. He beckons you aboard.
Shoot, I forget what the name of the movie is. Oh well. I'm sure someone in the chat will remind me. Lou says, for me,
the
the
fellowship arrives at the mouth of a dank cave. Its damp, rocky expanse threatening to swallow them. Monsters could come pouring out at any moment.
Lou says, for me, the voiceover works because it's like a slightly disinterested dungeon master. Yeah, it's an interesting choice. I'm not saying it's the wrong choice, but it's not the one I expected.
The fisherman has anchored the ship in the cove. Come back here when you're ready to return to the mainland, he says.
Or maybe not a disinterested dungeon master, but one that's pacing himself for a really long play session. Oop.
Are you finished
Nope,
here?
nope, nope.
Asks the fisherman. How will you All right then, he says, turning back toward the ship.
Whoop. What just happened? Man, those obliques are popping. Stay. Okay. Up. There we go. Okay. Did you miss anything amazing, Brian? Well, did you see Sexy Fisherman? Because if you missed Sexy Fisherman, I've got to show you Sexy Fisherman.
And fight.
Alright, Hey, there's a skeleton. Do you have the Queen's Laxative? Alright, now let's try freeze. Okay, attack plus 4 water damage. Freeze if roll is 5 or greater. It's not all 6-sided die. I love that touch. And I still did not get a 4 or greater, or whatever. You missed that? Okay. Well, I can show you the card in my collection. Thump. Another critique is the difficulty balances off, at least in the demo. I don't know if it's a demo or if this is just like tutorial kind of stuff, but almost nothing can touch you. Like, you walk through the demo taking almost no damage. Oh, Fisherman. Collection, go to characters. And there he is. Traumatized by the bullying he received as a child, he vowed he'd never let anyone get the better of him again. His pain was the springboard for the body now before him. Let us inspect. Yes. There we go. The bowl cut isn't working for him, but the leather man pants certainly are. Okay, so there's Sexy Fisherman. Brian, oh wow, now there's a Sexy Fisherman. Damn straight. So I don't know, you know, the difficulty is not there. I mean, you are just completely railing every enemy up until the boss. But that may just be a demo or a tutorial thing. Really hard to say. But I think it definitely has the potential to be a really cool battle system. There's a light! No one has the guts to say to his face that the bowl cut isn't working for him. And that codpiece. Yeah, I know, right? We should bring codpieces back. Oh, don't have enough. Okay. You know, and capes. New fashion statement. Cape and a codpiece. Whoops. What? I think I found a bug. If you're holding up on at least the D-pad from the previous screen, the screen juts up. So that might be a bug. Treasure. Ooh, magic staff. Sexy Fisherman puts the cod into codpiece. Is he stuffing his codpiece with a cod? That poor cod. No, anywhere but there, no. All right, let's see. Well, wait. Let's look at our. We have attack 11, attack 13. Looks like Winifred needs it. Whoops, wrong button. I do video games. So sacred staff, magic staff, boom. All right. What else do you stuff a cod piece with but a cod? Poor cod. Now, I know we're over an hour. Well, I did spend like 10 minutes fussing around with the cables, so... but we are approaching the end of the demo, so... We'll get to... For those who are really wanting to see Metroid, we'll be there pretty quick. So I did talk about it.
Back.
Oh, that is a... What is that? An ogre. I don't think I saw you in the last playthrough, so neat. Freeze. Alright. 5 or greater. Yeah, there we go. Cards afflicted with freeze cannot move until they are attacked and take double the damage. Ailments last either a set number of turns or until the end of the battle. Cards cannot be afflicted with more than one ailment at a time. Instead, the new ailment will replace the old one. Alright. And you can, as we noticed before, we can do one of these to see that he's got a freeze ailment. Alright, so... Full swing. Double damage. Boom! So we can skip past this. See how you can speed that up. So some of the transitions you can actually hold the button through to speed them up a bit. So that's nice. So yeah, we'll see how the game turns out. Alright, we've got a door.
The door is shut tight. You spy a keyhole on it, suggesting the existence of a corresponding key.
Seems logical. Now, interestingly, in caves, you know, in monster caves, you can only go so far. So this up here, that's as far as I can jump. I can't just jump straight to the entrance. So you can't just completely exit, like zoom out of a cave or evac. So, it's a nice touch. Now, when I played D&D when I was younger, we never actually did, like, figurines and maps on a table and stuff like that. I know a lot of people play that way, but I never have. But I've seen it done, and this is a really interesting interpretation of that, so... New spell? No. Oh. Treasure chest. Oh, hey, a key. Nice. Boop. Boop.
The door before you is shut quite tightly. It appears to have a keyhole. The simple key may be of use here.
Brian says, helps for tactical combat. We used a chess set, though, which worked well enough. Occasionally, we'd, like, tear out a piece of notebook paper and sketch out what we were talking about. But pretty much all of our sessions when I was playing with my friends when I was young were just done verbally. But, you know, this was you know, late 80s, very early 90s. So, our Mom, when she played Dungeons and Dragons, when she was in, like, college, she and her friends would almost LARP. As far as I know, they didn't do, like, costumes or anything, but they had adventures in, like, the college, like, in the underground maintenance areas and stuff like that. They would go where they're not supposed to and have adventures there. So, which sounds fun. All right,
Fellowship slides the simple key into the keyhole and turns it. The lock opens with a thunk.
Thunk. A simple key for a simple lock. This one's for Berwyn.
Don't hold back.
It's the cute one again. What are those? Baby ogres? Orc childs. Yes. Feel the power of white light! Light the orc child on fire! Did I miss? I completely wasn't watching. Oh. Full swing. So I imagine later in the game some options are going to be very expensive as far as gems go, so you might want to skip a turn or use the generate gem stuff so that you can do major attacks. That, so far as I've seen, is you don't really have to worry about the gems in this demo. Let's descend the stairs. And we find more caves. It's a very dank cave. Dank cave. Oh hey, another door. This is different. The layout changed.
An iron door towers before you.
Or maybe
it has rather conspicuous handles.
No, I remember this. Alright, conspicuous handles. What will we do? Choose a card and hold X button to raise it up ever so slightly. If you hold it just long enough, you might be able to peek at what it contains. So we push the door's handle or pull. Berwyn pushes the massive... So you can kind of do this. Handles against the door with all his might. So, let's, so this is an interesting mechanic, so you can see what you can kind of pull it up a little bit just to see what it's going to do. Obviously, you grab those handles and you pull, but this is Berwyn, so he would definitely push on these door handles.
Berwyn pushes the massive handles against the door with all his might. It moves not an inch.
Oh, Berwyn. You adorable lug.
Berwyn gives the door a roundhouse kick out of pure frustration. As his foot connects, the door trundles to the side. So it was one of those sliding contraptions.
Sure it was, Berwyn. Sure it was. That's what we call role-playing.
Something leaps out at the Fellowship from the darkness. Winifred deftly parries the attack with her staff. Edwin looks fondly at Winifred, only to have his reverie interrupted by Berwyn's cry of, "It's coming back."
She's too young for you, Edwin. Okay, boss fight.
And fight.
Or maybe not. that skeleton. Okay, that wasn't the boss fight.
The Fellowship approaches the chest,
Here we
only
go.
for a voice deep as an earthquake to echo through the cavern. You shall not have it, a voice growls. The Fellowship warily eyes their surroundings as several somethings leap out of the shadows.
Slime. Other slime. Skeleton with a hat and a scarf. Alright. Attack! Miss! Haha! Sure then. Nice. Bye-bye, skeleton warrior. Pickle hog, huh? Now, last time I played this, the boss actually did a move that took half of my health away, so... Or rather, victory! And level up. Oh, no new spell. But that's alright, this is about the end of the demo anyway. Okay, let's see. Is it the Queen's Laxative?
Winifred neatly steps through the fiend's remains and opens the chest. Inside is what appears for all the world to be an ordinary medicine bottle.
Laxative.
At last, the royal treasure is in safe hands once more.
Royal laxative.
Size. Winifred and Berwyn nod in agreement.
Well, Hedwyn because he, or Winifred because she agrees, and Berwyn because he doesn't understand and wants to be left out. Doesn't want to be left out. Alright, royal treasure. Royal treasure, whoop.
Treasure in hand, the Fellowship exit the cave, exulted. In time, the Fellowship find themselves before the Queen once more. They offer her the retrieved treasure.
She gulps it down greedily and makes a run for the royal
throne. As reward
throne,
for the arduous task of
which she's
returning
already
our
on.
prized possession, I bid you name anything you desire, she proclaims.
How about the crown?
She is positively beaming and seems prepared to shower the Fellowship with riches, whether they demand them or not. But at that moment, a massive roar, the likes of which had never been heard before, shakes the entire castle.
Well, this is the Isle of Dragon Roars, so that shouldn't be too surprising.
As the roar recedes, one of the royal guard, pale as a sheet, bursts into the royal hall. He struggles to gather his breath. Just now, over the castle, a dragon, he pants to Queen Nilla. A dragon.
In the Isle of Dragon Roars? Who'da thunk it?
So the great evil has returned. Queen Nilla turns her gaze to the sky, dumbfounded. So the monster troubles are connected. Hedwyn says so under his breath, so the Queen does not hear. A profound silence settles over the royal hall. The Fellowship stand tall, unflinching, as though they know what must be done in the face of such a crisis.
Yes. Buy the full game.
What will become of the land now that the dragon has returned?
It will be full of roars, dragon roars, on the Isle of Dragon Roars.
I'm afraid that will have to wait. We're all out of time for this portion of the adventure. Don't you worry. We'll continue the tale another time. I look forward to our next session. Until then, I bid you good day. Farewell, friend.
Lou has a good point.
Many thanks for helping me fine-tune this demo. Let's meet again when you're ready for the full adventure.
Lou says with the visor that guard was wearing, how can they tell he's as white as a sheep? Thank you for playing. An even bigger world and grander adventure awaits you in the retail version. Visit the PlayStation Store? No. It's $30 if anyone was wondering. It comes out at the end of October. So, that is Voice of Cards, the Isle of Dragon, or the Isle Dragon Roars. I really like it. I'm really digging this. I'm probably gonna have to pick up the full game. This does it for me. It's certainly not a game for everyone, but I think if this kind of thing is for you, it's definitely going to be for you, which is why I wanted to highlight it on the stream today, because I played the demo on the Switch last night and was just really impressed with it. And it strikes me as the kind of game that's going to slide under a lot of radars, even though it was pretty prominently featured in the Nintendo Direct earlier this week. So, Voice of Cards, the Isle Dragon Roars, it's a thing that exists. And I think it's pretty cool. So,